Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. And see Sion. We react to Sion. Honestly, I wasn't actually expecting Sion to be the next champion in particular. I thought, I don't know what I thought. I kind of just thought, I thought there'd be a different Noxus champion. Probably, honestly, I thought it would probably be Samira or one of the newer Noxus champions. But you know what? I'm totally down for Sion. I love Sion. Sion's a cool guy. Let's jump right into it.
I hunger for battle. I feel the blood cold.
Alright, 7 mana. A big boy. Oh. When I'm discarded, grant your strongest ally Overwhelm and place me into your deck. Discard synergy from Sion? The big boy? I have +1 attack for each card you've discarded this game. You've discarded or summoned 35 plus power. Ooh, this is... Ooh, and he's an ideal discard target because of the 7 power. I mean, the 7 mana. Huh. That's interesting. Interesting.
Battle calls. Death follows.
Ooh. Oh, these are some pretty cool cards. Okay.
The strong live one way or another.
What was that? Alright. Ancient Warmonger. 5 mana, 5/5. When I'm discarded, grant your strongest ally +2 attack. Interesting.
I wear the crown and bear its burden.
Bury them in bones.
Okay. Alright.
With me, Knights of Demacia!
Come out and die.
Okay. The music slaps.
Demacians, fight for your king!
How many Jarvans must I kill?
Okay, wait. If this card is important, 3 mana, Roar of the Slayer. To play, discard a card. Kill the weakest enemy. This affects champions. This affects champions. Holy crap. Wow. This is a really awesome card.
Shall not prosper.
Rule well, my son.
That's crazy.
Kings, gods, ambush them all. Death had its chance.
Oh.
Away with you.
Oh wait, I didn't see what his level up does. Wait. Alright. Alright. Last breath. Summon Sion returned. When I'm discarded, grant your strongest ally Overwhelm and place me into your deck. Okay.
Had its chance.
So he gains the last breath. He basically becomes a Darius. That has a last breath effect.
Not even death can stop me.
Oh, and it... Oh, it rallies. He attacked and he rallied because Sion died. That's good.
Victory is a taste I will never forget.
Okay. Sion just better, better Darius? Question mark. I mean, like, there's obviously a bigger player around, and he costs one more, but still, this 7 mana for this effect, a Sion returned when I'm summoned Rally. Mmm, so good, so good, man. All right, let's go check out some of that good old good old mobalytics. Just I don't know why I reloaded. The cards were already there. I'm dumb, but that doesn't matter. What matters is we get to see that this is indeed Ward's. My gosh, there's something in common with a lot of the champion spells this time around. All of them are conveniently removable. Pretty sure, like, yeah, Tristana's Buster Shot, obviously Senna, and Vagar is not really removal, but it's a stall tool, which kind of, I guess Vagar is the only real exception here. Um, and then of course we have Caitlyn with her Piltover Peacemaker, and Poppy with her Keeper's Verdict. All these new champions are I mean, most of them, all but one, have gotten removal as their champion spell, and I think that's intentional. I think that's actually uh because like I think like one of the biggest problems with Runeterra right now is the lack of removal options. Like we have a lot more threats than removal, and so they've been repairing that by giving us a lot more removal and giving champ spells that are removal as well. So like I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. And honestly, you might just run this like in a discard mid-range deck. Like Jinx already, um like discard aggro already was kind of going later on into the game, getting more of a burn style. And it's already paired with Noxus in general. So I can see a more mid-rangey style with Jinx and Sion. But I don't know. We'll have to see. Uh, see how that turns out. You might just run Draven instead. Hmm. Hmm. Well, anyways, we've seen this. Fallen Reckoner. Ooh. When I'm summoned, grant I can't block to the weakest enemy. Oh my gosh. So good. I love that. I love that. I mean, he's severely understated though. Uh, Last breath, create a risen reckoner. So fallen, risen. When I'm summoned, grant I can't block to the weakest enemy. So you play him, you summon, you give I can't block to the weakest enemy, and then you attack with them, and then he dies, and then another I can't block. So I mean, yeah, I think the granting I can't block to minions is actually really, really good for specifically for Noxus because it wants to be a very aggro region and it has different ways to get around because it Noxus itself doesn't have a bunch of removal and this sort of acts like a semi removal. It reminds me a little bit of the prank thing where you intentionally debuff a card in someone's hand, but this is obviously on the field. So I like this design. I don't know if it's going to be a good card though. This stat line is a little bit to be desired for 5 mana. Uh, like honestly, once you're at 5 mana, you expect to see like 5 attack at the very minimum, which we're not really getting here, except for when Risen Reckoner comes up. But that's after you've already attacked, and it's ephemeral. So, eh, eh. So, alright, Fallen Rider, 2 mana, 3/1, Fearsome. When I'm discarded, create Risen Rider. Yo. Yo, this is actually just a really good card. So it's like, alright, at minimum, if you don't have any discard cards, I'm a 2 mana 3/1 with Fearsome. All right, not the craziest thing. But if you discard me, which can be a positive effect, I gain +1 and I'm summoned. So you could technically there are ways you can burst summon Risen Rider, which is insane to think about. Yeah, you could just burst this in with the 0 mana card. Why aren't I thinking of it? It's the Poro card. Yeah, Poro Cannon. You could do that with Poro Cannon. That's a bit crazy. Some of this, yeah, that's really good. All right, Lost Soul, 8 mana, 5/4. When I'm summoned or discard, create a Twin Revenant in hand. Twin Blade Revenant. Twin Blade Revenant. Challenge your last breath. Create a Lost Soul in hand. All right, so you basically never run out of gas this way when I'm summoned or discard. So, so you'll always get the Twin Blade Revenant, and then you play the Revenant, and then it dies, and then you get the Lost Soul. I don't know if it's worth that 8 mana. I mean, the Revenant itself is actually a really good stat line, but you have to. I don't know. It's a little weird. It depends on how the discard deck kind of wants to play out. Like you, maybe there are spots where you want to hold on to this in hand, discard it, in order to get this in anticipation for turn 4, and sometimes you just have something better to play on turn 4. I don't know if it's the payoff for discarding this card is relevant because it doesn't summon it; it just creates it in hand, and that's just kind of slow. And I also don't really see much reason to play it. Uh, like play it because for 8 mana, that's just like a pathetic stat line. I don't know. I'm not feeling. I'm not. I like the concept, but I'm not feeling the power level here. Um, 3 mana, 3/2. That's a pretty good stat line. Noble Rebel, Overwhelm, grant me +1/+2 once you've discarded 3 cards this game. Mm. I'm getting Basilisk Rider vibes from this card. It's 1 mana less, and it has less health and attack. But that one cost is a big deal, and this is a much easier condition to meet than Allegiance. Much easier thing to meet than Allegiance. Like, we're getting more discard in Noxus, and there's already a bunch of discard in general in Piltover, so I don't know, it's looking pretty good. Alright. Reborn Grenadier. 1 mana 3/2. To play a card. To play, discard a card. Okay. When I'm discarded, summon an exact copy of me. Oh, okay. To play, discard a card. So in order to play this card, you have to discard. When I'm discarded, summon an exact copy of me. Okay, so you can this is basically a unit that you can burst summon. Like if you need a blocker. Alright, makes sense, makes sense. And it works as a thing to discard and a discard outlet at the same time. Okay. I can actually see some potential with that. It has a really good stat line. I mean, the ephemeral keyword is obviously a disadvantage, but the whole point of this card is to burst speed summon it and get a good trade. And that in itself is good enough, honestly. It reminds me a lot of Jury Rig in that sense. Except it's, you know, a minion that is 3/2. Yeah. Alright. Alright. Focus speed, 2 mana, Salt and Stitches. To play, discard a card, summon a reborn Grenadier, and give it +2 attack this round. So, in order to play this, you have to discard a card. So, if you're running Reborn Grenadier, you can get 2 of them and get a good trade. Alright. It's not a bad card. Grave Physician. 2 mana, 2/2. Discard a card to draw a unit. Ooh, that's nice. You know, actually, this card could be found outside of discard decks. Just think of like a control Noxus that's looking for a specific unit. That could be interesting. All right. But besides that, let's see what this is. 8 mana, slow speed, Weapons of the Lost. Deal 3 to a unit and summon a Trifarian Shieldbreaker. Trifarian Shieldbreaker is... So you deal 3 to a unit, and then you summon a 5 mana 6/5 with Fearsome. Yeah, this isn't really a good card. This is actually quite bad. For 8 mana? I don't know. I don't think that's worth it. 5, 6. So you're paying 3 extra mana. That could be spell mana. To damage a unit and then summon a Trifarian Shieldbreaker, which Trifarian Shieldbreaker is like never run at all. So yeah, I'm gonna say pass on this card. I do like, or find interesting at least, Sion as he like opens up this whole new concept for discard, a more mid-rangey style with Overwhelm as a bigger emphasis on a finisher. I think that is appealing, and I like the idea of building around it. Though I will say that he's probably not my favorite champion revealed so far. I think that one has to go with either Poppy or Senna. But yeah, exciting. I love what Riot's doing. The card design is really on point. But with that being said, I hope all you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.